And we should be live, everyone. Hi. Hello. Oh, yes, finally. Okay, so that took a long time. Sorry, everyone. YouTube is being crap. So, I tried to schedule today's event, and I did everything that I do with the normal, like usual live streams, Monday to Friday live streams, and of course, I tried to stream, and YouTube doesn't want to do anything, so I had to go for the stream now option. Hi everyone, hi. Let's see, I need an intro. Welcome to to the first ever hybrid tech podcast live stream thingy. It's a live stream where I talk about tech, I read some of the latest news, and just hopefully we can talk about it. I hope this is live and everyone can see it well. Yes, this is my channel. This is Cryptic Hybrid. If you're interested in gaming, mostly gaming, but also a little bit of technology, I'm trying to branch. Well, I'm not really branching out because I've been writing about technology for years and years, and of course I've been interested in it in many times. Yes, Sunday stream where this is going to be 96.5% technology. So basically the theme of this live stream is this. Let's talk about tech, baby. Let's talk about AMD. Let's talk about Kaby Lake X and 1080 Ti. Well, TIE? No, that's Ti. You know what I mean. 1080 Titanium. That's what I mean. Okay, never mind. Let's start. Hi everyone. Let's start, and we're going to first look at the sweetest competition. Hopefully that the sweetest competition that AMD will have for Intel's high-end HEDT platform, which is of course the X99, now is based on LG 2011 and X99 and the X99 chipset, and it's going to be it's going to be not expanded specifically, but it's going to be succeeded by the LG 2066 socket and the X299 chipset. And to fight those chips, which are probably going to be 6, 8, 10, and potentially even 12 cores from Intel, AMD will probably have, hopefully, if the latest rumors are true, like this rumor from Canard PC, there's going to be a 16-core, 32-thread processor, one or more, from AMD coming on a platform with a new socket on a platform. Well, they call it X399. I don't think they're going to name it like that. I think they're going to maybe go for X390 because their current high-end chipset for AM4 is X370, and I'm thinking, X399, that's too close to X299, which Intel is coming up with, and that's going to be just nasty. So I'm thinking it's going to be something like X390, if it's going to be something like that. And the idea of this platform is to compete against the highest of the highest end of Intel's desktop productivity kind of workstation offering, and of course it's going to be priced accordingly, which means more than $500, which is the price tag of the R7 1800X. And according to Canard PC's tweet, there's apparently a second generation B1 engineering sample for the 16-core Ryzen, and it has a core clock of 3.1 GHz, a boost clock of 3.6, which I think is really sweet given the fact that Intel's 10 core has 3. It has a base clock of 3 gigahertz, right? Broadwell E. Of course, Skylake X. It has to come, and let's see what that will feature. But still, 3.1, 16 cores at 3.1 up to 3.6, and a 180 watt TDP, which is huge. It's huge, but again, this is an engineering sample. So maybe we'll get something a bit better, maybe 150 watts, maybe 160, I'm not sure. But the idea is that these processors will be the highest desktop offering that AMD will have. It will be above the current Ryzen 7 lineup, so maybe it's going to be R9. Some people speculating that it's going to be R9 1900 and maybe 1900X. That's of course rumored or speculation, so we don't know at this point. All we know that this summer, maybe in the third quarter probably, so maybe July, September, something like that, AMD may come up with a new platform to complement in the high-end section their Ryzen CPUs. By then they should have, by the time this comes out, they should have of course the Ryzen 7, the Ryzen 5, and maybe even the Ryzen 3 lineups, and this will be just above all that, towering just above that, and maybe going up to $1,000 for this processor, this 16-core processor, and maybe even higher. I don't know, because Intel's current offering, like the highest end Intel CPU, the 10-core one, 10-core 20-thread one, is what, more than $1,700. So technically AMD has quite a bit of room to position this processor lower than what Intel has currently in terms of the pricing, but offering a lot more cores and a lot more threads, obviously. I mean, 16, 32 compared to 10 and 20 threads. Or even if the previous rumors are true that Intel will come out with a 12 core, that's 16 core on Intel, 12 core on AMD. So, sorry, the 16 core on AMD, 12 core on Intel. So, that's going to be an interesting fight later this year, I guess, quarter 3 probably, but we'll have to see about that. If anyone has any ideas, any speculation, please tell me in the chat. So this is what's going on in terms of the rumorville with the 16 core, but there's also going to be maybe a 12 core. Now this is videocards.com, a site that I really like, and everyone can check it out because it's really nice. And they found I think this is a CIS of Sandra, I believe, score, and this one ran on an AMD engineering sample with the code name 2D2701A9UC9F432/27N. Yeah, that's a long name, but basically it would mean this would translate into a 12 core 12 core 24 thread processor. Hi Brian, hello. 12 core 24 core thread processor, which again should be amazing and crazy, and well, clocked apparently at 269. It's an engineering sample, so usually engineering samples are lower clocked, but if this is true, it'll be well, pretty awesome, and it will allow AMD to have a stack that goes all the way from 4 cores to 6, 8, 12, and 16. All hyper-threaded with SMT enabled, so double the threads of the cores, and that would be a big competition for Intel's current stack, which is kind of mismatched with, of course, the 4-core 8-thread Core i7s, and what's coming up with Skylake X, and even, well, Kaby Lake X not so much, we'll talk about that, but with Skylake X, which will go from 6, 8, 10, and maybe 12. So I think Intel needs to, bring it down a little bit, because in terms of pricing, because in terms of affordability, it's like price per core. That's, AMD will have, well, it already has the advantage, like clear advantage. So, hi Ron, hi. Another tank game. This is another tank game. I'm not playing anything. I'm talking about technology, and specifically about AMD's potentially future 12-core Ryzen 9 maybe processor. So, I mean, there's not a lot going on here. It's just that there's this 12-core with a base clock of 2.7 and a boost clock of 3.2. Let's see, nothing else really. 6M, I don't know what 6M. So if this is true, it would probably have 4 CCX, modules, because every Ryzen processor has, these clusters, made up of clusters, and they're clusters of 4. So the Ryzen 7 are 1800X and 1700X and 1700. They all have 2 CCX clusters of 4. So that's 8 core, and this 12 core one should probably have 4 of those. So they will have 4 clusters, 4 CCXs, each one having 1 core disabled. So it will be 3, 3, 3, 3, and that's going to go for 12 cores. So that should be pretty cool. And pricing wise, I'm guessing it will stand somewhere between, of course, the 1800X, which is 500, and whatever the price of the of the 16 core thread processor, 16 core processor will be. I'm guessing maybe somewhere around $700. This is pure speculation, but if AMD will have something like this, although I'm thinking they'll have more than just 2 processors. Like my idea is that if they really bring out a new high-end platform that stands above the AM4 current lineup, then they'll have more than two offerings. So they'll have more than just one 12 core and one 16 core. I think they'll have multiple of these, maybe different at different clocks. I'm not sure, but actually it would be cool to have like 10, 12, and 16, or maybe they will just go for a 12 core one with lower clocks, a 12 core one with higher clocks, like an X version, and then the 16 core, which would be the highest of the highest end. So I'm not sure how that's going to turn out, but it's really promising, and for productivity, it should be amazing, because if these come out to market, just imagine having a 12 core, let's say even at 2.7, which I'm guessing there'll be more than that. I'm guessing it will be higher than 2.7. Let's say 3. I don't think 3 gigahertz is out of the a realm of possibility. Just imagine a 12 core 24 thread Ryzen processor clocked at 3 gigahertz, maybe with a boost clock of 3.4 maybe. That should pretty much wipe the floor with everything that Intel has, with the Broadwell E lineup at least, not Skylake X, not at least not. We don't know how that's going to be. Well, of course it's going to fight Skylake X, but it will be a pretty amazing and ferocious beast, let's say, in terms of multi-core performance. Now let's go to the next and talk about what Intel has. Well, kinda. One thing that Intel will have later this year. This is again from videocards.com. It's the Core i7-7740K, which would be the first and maybe only. I'm guessing it should be only. Really, at this point, it should be the only Kaby Lake X processor. Now, the Kaby Lake X lineup is meant for the upcoming LGA 2066 platform, so that will be the X299 chipset, and that's going to come out this summer. The latest rumors were the third quarter, so around maybe August or September, which I think is really late. I don't know why it's so late, or maybe they'll come a bit later with these, and then I don't know. I don't know what they're planning. Can I just zoom in a bit? Okay, alright. So we zoomed in a little bit. So this is the Core i7-7740K. This should be pretty much the highest clocked 4-core processor 4-core 8-thread processor from Intel. And it's going to work on LGA 2066, as you can see. It won't have any integrated GPU, because who the fudge cares about an integrated GPU? No one. And it will have a higher TDP from 91 watt of the 7740K to 112 watts, and will have a higher base clock by 100 megahertz, which means 4.3 gigahertz base clock. And you can see the chart here, the 7700X and 7740, and this one will have 4.3, 4.5, or maybe they'll go for 4.6. Nah, at least this sample tested over here will be at up to 4.5 gigahertz with turbo, and it will have dual channel memory like the Kaby Lake processors, so it won't take advantage of the of the channels technically supported by X299, because the Skylake X processor will support a lot more. Well, it's going to be like 6 channel probably, but by that, so many stuff. I don't know. Yeah, well, it's an interesting thing, but what I think is that the price of this processor and of the platform will be a major issue. Because just think about it. So the 7740K, even if it's priced at the same level as the 7700K, right, which is around $340, right, it will require a platform that will be more expensive. So I'm pretty much going to, the memory is going to be the same price. So if you take, 16 to 8 gigabyte DIMMs, it's going to be the same thing for either processor, doesn't matter, right? So the memory doesn't matter, but the platform matters. The motherboard, I'm pretty sure that X299 motherboards, the entry level ones will be more expensive than the Z270 or, well, B250, nobody's really, B250, nah, than the Z270 boards. So I'm not really sure what the plan is with this processor. Maybe Intel is thinking, okay, let's give people one, like, an entry level HEDT processor, and then they will have the possibility of upgrading to a 6, an 8, a 10 core later on, when they have more money, obviously. But I still think it's in terms of productivity and everything, why would you do that? Why would you buy a 7740K thinking that you later on buy let's say an 8 core? Let's say you want to buy an 8 core Intel, and you first go to the Core 7 7740K. I mean, that to me doesn't really make any sense, because think about it. If you do that, so you'll buy a motherboard, expensive motherboard. You'll buy, okay, some pretty cheap, relatively cheap dual channel memory, right? And then the 7740K, which is going to be like, let's say $340. Okay, and after that, you would have to sell this processor, get some of the money back. I don't know how much money, depends on, it's probably not going to be, depends, but you have to sell that, and then you have to buy, let's say, an 8 core processor or 6 core or 10 core, and in addition to that you have to buy more memory. So to me, I think it's not much of an upgrade path. Usually people, if they buy something thinking that they will upgrade later, they buy a motherboard, a lower cost processor and the memory, and then they just upgrade the processor. Well, in this case, you'd have to buy a new processor and memory for it. So I think that's a really weird proposition from Intel, if that's going to be the case. If anyone wants to buy an X299 motherboard, I'm pretty sure they would want to go for a Skylake X, which means a 6, 8, 10, whatever core processor. So, and it's really weird because see, it says here, Skylake X will have 16 lanes of PCI Express. So, I mean, that's exactly the same as the normal Kaby Lake, and that's cheaper. That's going to be cheaper in terms of the overall platform. So, if anyone wants more threads, more PCI lanes, then you'll have to get a Skylake X. Why would you buy Kaby Lake X when, if Skylake X is available? I'm not sure. You either go for the Z270, or, I don't know, if you want multi-threaded performance, Skylake X, depending on the pricing, of course, or Ryzen. So I'm really not sure what the heck is going on with it's a really weird processor to have. I'm guessing the price will be really important, but even if it's $340, it's going to be like, okay, so what do you want? You want something a relatively cheap processor for the platform that you're getting, and you'll upgrade later on, or how about you just get something that's reasonably priced? I don't know. Right now, like a Ryzen, for example, a Ryzen 1700, for example, which would offer more cores. It should be more affordable than any. I'm pretty sure. If you look at, I actually can't wait to see X299 motherboards. We'll probably see some leaks in the coming months, and maybe some showcased at Computex in Taiwan in June probably. Early June or late May, I think. But if you look at those, I'm guessing they will be more expensive. The X299 motherboards will be more expensive. Even the entry-level ones will be more expensive than entry-level X370 AM4 motherboards. So, I don't know what the hell is going on with Intel here, but 7740K, apparently it's a thing. It was tested on an Asrock X2 professional gaming i7. Seriously, the names of motherboards just go, you know, just go get longer and longer by the day. What can I say? But it isn't saying that there's a motherboard like that and there's a processor like that and they're being tested right now. I just hope to see Skylake X and not so much Kaby Lake X. Like, Kaby Lake X is like, I don't really care for it. It doesn't really offer anything. To be fair, it really doesn't offer anything except being probably the cheapest processor for the LGA 2066 platform. It doesn't offer anything. It really doesn't. So I'm more interested in Skylake X, in the 6, 8, 10, potentially 12 core processor that Intel will have for that platform, and of course I'm interested in the pricing. So that's cool that we're getting closer to that, to having that. I just hope they'll bring it a bit closer, you know, a bit closer to us. Hopefully, I don't know. I would like a late Q2 release for X299 and the Skylake X processors, but that remains to be seen. The latest rumors were that it's going to be the third quarter, so maybe August or even September, which is kind of crap. I think it's a long wait. It's a long wait. Because, for example, me, I would like to upgrade. I would like to have, you know, everything on the table, right? Not that it's only for me. It's nice to have, you know, more options to choose from. You know, maybe a high-end Ryzen 7 or maybe a Skylake X. I'm not sure, but that's maybe not going to be the case because X299 is still a wee bit away. And in the best case scenario, it would come out maybe at the end of Q2 and of the second quarter, and will come with just this 7740K, which is depressing. It's depressing. But let's go to something that's not as depressing. The Ryzen 5 lineup, which was announced, well, it was announced, you know, when all the Ryzens were announced. And apparently it's already being sold. Someone wrote on Reddit that they're already being sold in Paraguay. Somebody bought one. See, this is the box, and it's a Ryzen 5 1600. So I like that they kind of blocked off the QR code just so nobody scans it, so they know where, maybe what store had it. But yeah, those are they're available, kinda, if you're lucky to know someone and you can, you know, maybe offer someone a drink. Like, come on, just yeah, I know you got stock. I mean, there were some talks about what someone said around here that they were in the UK, I think, and they have a computer store and they got some boxes too, some Ryzen 5 processors, but the official release is April 11th. So we're still 2 weeks away from the release of the Ryzen 5 lineup, which is, as you can see, has 4 processors, 2 6-core, 2 4-core, all have, you know, SMT enabled, so they have double the threads, and they go from 169 for the 1400 to which is 3.2 base, 3.4 boost, 4-core 8 thread. Then it goes to 189, Jesus, for this 1500X, which is 3.5 to 3.7, 4-core 8 thread. Then to 219, Ryzen 5 1600, the one you see here, well, the box at least. That's 6-core, 12 threads, 3.2 boost, 2.2 base, 3.6 boost. And then the flagship Ryzen 5, which is really sweet, and I'm really interested in it. Maybe potentially for an upgrade. The 1600X is a 6-core, 12-thread processor with a base clock of 3.6 and a boost clock of 4.0 gigahertz, which these are the exact frequencies of the 1800X, which costs pretty much is double. It's double. The 1800X costs, well, $499, $500. This one is $250, and the difference between them, it's, you know, 2 cores and 4 threads, because the 1800X has 8 cores, 16 heads, the 16 threads. This is 6-core, 12 threads, same clocks, and this should be a pretty this should be a really sweet processor, really. Like for gaming should be good. You know what, decent, it should be good. And for productivity, I mean, 6 core at 250, really, that's the price of what, i5 7600, actually, yeah, let's see, i5-7600K, let's see. Where's that arc? Come on. Do we have the price tag for this one? 242, 243. Okay, so basically, exactly, you'll get 6 core, 12 threads for the price of, pretty much for the price of 4 cores. 4 threads from Intel. So, yeah, leave that aside. Leave that aside for now. So that's what's coming. Or it's already here, just some people are selling. Just maybe to take advantage of, you know, or someone just got lucky, or someone has, I don't know, a girlfriend who works at a store, or a boyfriend, or, you know, someone has saved the puppy of someone who works in a computer store in Paraguay, and they say like, you know, dude, one day I'm going to ask you to do something for me. I won't say what yet, right? But when I do, you'll have to do it. And that person agreed, and then the day came that, oh, we got some Ryzen 5, wow, nice, it's in stock, we have to sell them from April 11th. Okay, dude, I'm going to use my card right now, and you are going to sell me a Ryzen 5 processor. But come on, it's under it. No, you're going to sell it now, that's, you promised, and that's pretty much it. People were, you know, it's quid pro quo. I mean, that's basically it. Now, let's go to the next story, which is a freaking expensive story. A really freaking expensive story. This is the Dell UltraSharp 32 8K monitor, aka UP3218K. That's a crappy name. Anyway, no, it's not a crappy name. It's really good. It's very enlightening, because it tells you that it's 32 inches and it has an 8K resolution. And it's $5,000. So this is, well, I think it's pretty much the first 8K monitor that you can get. Yes, the world's first, it says. And it's 31.5 inches in diagonal. It's 60 hertz. So it's not going to be, it's just a world first because it's 8K. And that means an 8K specifically, let's go for the tech specs. That means 7680 by 4320 pixels. That's a lot of freaking pixels, and of course to drive it you'll need 2, not 1, but 2 display ports, display cables. It says version 1.4, but shouldn't the 1.4 have support for that resolution for one cable? But anyway, it has 2 ports. It has also a 4-port USB hub, USB 3.0 hub. But do people really use that? I would be really interested to know if people use that. Maybe professionals that like to have, you know, like to plug in their USB devices in the monitor. I guess maybe I'm not really not sure of the use. But in terms of, you know, technology, sure, the resolution, the panel is IPS. Contrast ratio, nothing really out of the ordinary. Aspect ratio 6.9, LED backlight, response time 6 milliseconds gray to gray, so that's probably going to be, I don't know, like 16 overall or whatever. But it's whatevers. But it's a cool thing. Of course, with new stuff, there's high price, and $5,000. That's not something that, you know, a lot of people will be able to afford. But it's still, I'm sure it looks amazing. I'm sure it looks awesome, but yeah, unless you really need the real estate for one monitor, then, and you have the money to burn, then this is not something that's going to, you know, be on your radar. Like, oh, my next monitor, for my next monitor upgrade, it's going to be the Dell UltraSharp 32. No, not at all. Actually, one interesting thing is the size of the monitor. I've seen some people talking about like online about the size, that it's too small for 8K. I mean, there are people who rock 32-4K monitors. There are people who rock 4K, 40-inch monitors, and well, TVs actually, TV monitors, and this is 32 inches. So it's the pixel pitch is like really, really small. That's, well, it's good, but I don't know. It's I'm sure some people would like maybe a 40-inch version of the 8K, but I don't think Dell makes anything that size at all. So maybe with an outstanding 3.33 million pixels, wow, a density of 280 ppi, which is great for a monitor, obviously. Not for a phone, but these are monitors. And yeah, it says what? It says it's Dell Premier Call offers wide color coverage that meets major industry standards. So it's 100% Adobe RGB, 100% sRGB, 100% Rec 709. I don't know what that is, but I guess professionals, you know, the designers, graphic designers, stuff that will look at this and say like, okay, those are good stats. I guess those are good stats. I mean, does it play Crysis 3? It probably plays Crysis 3, although you'll need quite some horsepower to play at 8K on this monitor. But yeah, $5,000. Hopefully by the end of this year we'll see some Korean versions. Of course not from Dell, but just some Korean monitors. Also 8K, but cheaper. And when I say cheaper, probably 2,000 or less. I don't know, we'll have to see. I'm personally more excited about LEDs, OLED monitors than anything else. I mean, LCD monitors are cool. 8K, sure, it's cool. But for someone who plays, for someone who it doesn't do, you know, a lot of productivity, not in the artistic sense at least, then, you know, this is not something that, you know, I need, and it's just cool. It's a cool thing. Hopefully, you know, more monitors will come out. There'll be like a G-Sync or a FreeSync 8K monitor. I think that would be cool. Just imagine it'll be like this. The FreeSync monitor will be like, so FreeSync 8K monitor, 60 Hertz, because it won't have more than that. That's going to be like, let's see, $5,200, and then you'll have the G-Sync version, which is going to be like 6,500. But that's another story. They're expensive, the G-Sync monitors. That's what I'm saying. They're more expensive. Okay, let's go for something that's cheaper. Well, at least hopefully it will be cheaper. The X370 GTN from Biostar, and if that's a code that you don't understand, it's a motherboard. It's a It's a Mini-ITX motherboard for the AM4 platform. So if you want to build a really, really tiny, maybe media PC for your living room, then this might be something really sweet, because you can put, you know, you can buy this one and put, let's see, a 1600 Ryzen 5 1600, like a 6-core in like a super tiny box. And if you put a single slot graphics card in there, you'll be gold. Well, more or less gold. I think it looks pretty sweet. It's all black PCB. It has like racing stripes. It's part of the racing lineup of Biostar. It's Mini-ITX, so of course there are limitations. It has 2 memory slots, but that should be enough. I mean, you can probably have 32 gigs of RAM. At least you can have 16 at least, so that's no problem really. We have 4 SATA ports, 1 PCI Express 16X, but it's just one freaking slot. And let's see, and I think it also showed that it had, let's see, I think it's an M.2, and you can put an M.2 SSD here. Yeah, I think that's the case. I think you can put an M.2. Let's see. Yeah, it says support M.2. So it has Realtek LAN. It has USB 3.1 Gen 2 Type C. Okay, that's pretty cool. If this would actually open. Okay, so the backplate. All right, it's not very exciting, the backplate, but it does have I guess 4, or maybe I think it's 4, right? Wait, let's see. So what does it say exactly for the USB? Okay, so it has four. This is something that really pisses me off. It's like USB 3.1 Gen 1. Okay. First of all, this is something new. Previously there was USB 3.0, USB 3. That's it. Okay, it was USB 3 5 gigahertz, gigabits per second, not gigahertz. Sorry, gigabits per second. There was like what 10. And then you had USB 3.1 was 10, right? And then you had the Type-C, which is just a different port, right? But no, now the geniuses, whoever thought of this, seriously, you just want to confuse people. That's freaking annoying. So now the USB 3.1 Gen 1 means USB 3.0. And the USB 3.1 Gen 2 means USB 3.1. So that's the Gen 1 is 5 gigabits per second and the Gen 2 is 10 gigabits per second. But it's not USB 3.1 Gen 1 because it was never like there was no Gen 1 on it. It was just USB 3.0 and then it was USB 3.1. But no, people just want to confuse that. Is this about a lot of computers and stuff? Yes. So anyway, that just I don't know why people did it just so they have USB 3.1. Well, no, it's not. It's USB 3.0 and that's a 5 gigabit port. Well, 4 5 gigabit ports and 2 10 gigabit ports, one being Type A and one being Type C, which I think that's not bad. It's a nice combo. You also have a DVI and an HDMI, good old PS2 port. Gigabit LAN, and it has support for processors of with a TDP of up to 95 watts. So pretty much you can put anything in here. I mean, even in an 1800X. So that's pretty cool. And it's a Mini-ITX motherboard. You know what's interesting? Well, I'm thinking because okay, so this is a Mini-ITX and it has an X370 chipset under here. And the interesting thing is that when AMD was talking about Ryzen and the chipsets available, it said X370, the highest end, then B350, well, a bit lower, that doesn't support both SLI and Crossfire, and X300. So AMD has or at least will have soon, a chipset that's specifically made for Mini-ITX platforms, and that's the X300. I'm guessing because the X300 is not available yet, Biostar said, you know what, I'm sorry AMD, screw this, I'm just going to need, I want to put out a Mini-ITX motherboard because people may want that, there's a new platform, people are like excited, so I'm not going to wait for your crappy, well, not crappy, but you know what I mean, for your chipset, right? I'm not going to wait for the X300. I'm going to wait for AS Media because I think AS Media is making them, right? And they just said, okay, I'm just going to use the X370 chipset. Go for that. Made a board, and they'll probably sell it. Well, I'm guessing soon, maybe next month, maybe in April it will be available. It's a cool offering. It's not for overclocking problem or anything like that, but for a mini PC or a PC for your living room that's maybe quieter, that will be like a 6-core. That would be really sweet. The only thing is the GPU. You need a single slots one. So maybe you can find. Are there any RX 480s? That would be a cool thing to have an RX 480 in there. If there's I don't think there's a single slot one. I really don't remember. But at least I think you can put in a GTX 1050 Ti because I think there were some single slot designs like that. But yeah, that's the X370 GTN from Biostar. Probably the first or one of the first Mini-ITX motherboards for the AM4 platform. Now let's go to something bigger, something that will not fit. Well, you won't be able to use. Well, technically you would be able to use with the Mini-ITX, but you'll need a bigger case, and that kind of defeats the purpose of using a Mini-ITX motherboard. The GTX 1080 Ti, the latest card from NVIDIA, of course, has the what is the GP102 GPU, and it's available. Of course, initially there were only Founders Edition or like models, and now, you know, every manufacturer, every add-in board partner is coming out with their custom boards. This is one of them. This is from MSI. MSI will have actually a lot. If I go, wait, can I go to user? Because I think they had like a press release about that. No. I really thought that they had a press release about all of those sweet. Seriously, like this is an actual website. It's like, okay, how do I read shit? Rewards, upcoming events, current promotions. Like, dude, can I read the news? What are the news? They don't have news. Upcoming events. Okay, latest news. Okay, see? Hard to find the freaking latest news. Okay, so yeah, they have a lot of GTX 1080 Ti's prepared. They have the Aero, which is kind of like the base one, then the Armor, the Gaming X, the Seahawk EK, and the Seahawk. The Seahawk EK, of course, it comes with a EK water block, and the Seahawk has an all-in-one cooler. I want to talk about the GTX, about the 1080 Ti Gaming X specifically, because that's probably coming faster, and it's pretty much the highest end card that's, you know, their highest end card that's, you know, not water cooled at all. And it has, let's see, it has 3 modes: silent, gaming, and OC. Let me just, okay, it has 3 modes, and the silent mode has the base clocks, 1480, 1582 base boost, and this gaming mode is 1544, 1657, and then the OC mode, which you can put anytime, it's 1569, 1683 for the core, and the memory is also overclocked to 11,124 from 11,000. So that's pretty cool, I think, that you get overclocks all around. I'm not exactly a fan of, you know, having to enable a specific mode from a software. Like what you're going to do, you're going to install this MSI software and then change it and then uninstall the software, and that's it. I think that's a little bit odd. I mean, if anyone buys, well, okay, most people, I would say, who would buy a graphics card, they would want the highest clocks possible, like the highest factory overclock they can. You know, if they don't want to, right, if they don't want to overclock themselves, they'd want the highest overclock, the factory overclock. So, hi VH, hello. So I would say I would just go for the OC modes. I'm pretty sure that's not the one that's enabled by default. But if I would get this card, I would like install the software, put the OC mod on, disable, like uninstall the software and say like bye bye MSI software. No, thank you. I just want the freaking clocks, okay? Or, you know, you could just overclock and not care about the software at all. So this one has the Twin Forcer 6 cooler. It's a sweet looking card. It looks like their other Twin Forcer 6 cards. It has two fans, a really beefy, as you can see, that's one thick ass thin array. It has a backplate, which is, I think it looks really good. Actually, I would like maybe, it's fine, the MSI. It has the dragon logo, but I really like that it's very color neutral. And I'm not really the biggest, I mean, I don't have any RGB stuff in my PC, and my PC is pretty old. But I like the idea of, you know, having this customization options with RGB lighting. And if anyone makes a card that has a lot of colors, you know, on it that may not be what you want, that's just crap. That's just like minus on my book. And MSI, I think, have done a pretty good job with the backplate. Not so much with the front plate, because if this would be like maybe a gray, you know, like a gray or silver, I think it would work really nice. I mean, the red looks okay. Red and black look lovely. But if you want to make a system that's all purple, because I would make something all purple because I like purple, then I would freaking not like the red all over here. Maybe I would cover it up, spray paint, I don't know, but I would try to look for something that's more color neutral than this. It's pretty much this, not the standard. It's not the standard IO configuration, because the Founders Edition, or the like the stock 1080 Ti does not have a DVI port. While this one, of course, has a different style cooler. It doesn't have a blow style cooler. This one has a DVI too, and of course it's two. Wait, it's two HDMI and two DVI. Sorry, two DisplayPort. What? Wait. Really? Two HDMIs? Really? Not three? Not three DPs? Only two? What the heck? Wait. Let's go to the specification, because that's a little. That is a. I mean, yeah. Huh. Interesting. I would have thought that it would be like 3 display ports and 1 HDMI, but no. Okay. All right. Interesting. All right, and it has 2 8-pin power connectors, which is more than the Founders Edition. I think the Founders Edition is one 8-pin and 1 6-pin. It has 2 8-pins. You know, for that extra juice. Not that it probably doesn't need the extra juice, but you know, for overclocking. One thing is, like, look at the page. It's so lovely, and you get like this, and then you get that, like, what's the explosive? It doesn't explode. I thought it explodes. Okay, it doesn't explode. I really thought it explodes. It doesn't explode. They had like an image with an exploded card. GPU baseplate. And then premium thermal compound X. Well, I like how they don't say what thermal compound they use. But the card looks pretty sweet. And if you want, you know, pretty high clocked, I would say. Reasonably high clocked 1080 Ti, then the MSI Gaming X would be an interesting offer, you know, of all the software and stuff. XSplit Gamer Caster, that's pretty cool, but you get like how to activate MSI Premium license, but it's like what, 12 months or something, or like 3 months, I don't know. It's not like a permanent license. So, but yeah, anyway, this is the MSI GTX 1080 Ti Gaming X 11G. You don't have to say 11G, I think, but anyway, as if, you know what, it looks weird to me. It says like 11G. Alright, I get it. It has 11 gigabytes of memory. But why would you put the amount of VRAM in the name of the card when that VRAM never changes? So for example, if you had a 1060, then okay, there's a 1060 with 6, let's say, and with 6, and then 1060 with 3. So then you would put in the name, oh, this is a 1060 with 6 gigabytes, or like RX 480, right? There are two models in terms of VRAM. There's a 4 gigabyte and an 8 gigabyte. So for that makes sense. But for the 1080 Ti, I mean, why would you put the 11G? I mean, it really doesn't matter, because it's only 11G. This is the only, you know, model available, the only amount of VRAM available. Unless Nvidia surprises us in a couple of months with a 22 gigabyte GTX 1080 Ti, which they won't. I'm going to say right now, I'm going to make a bet with everyone, they won't. So yeah. Okay, so let's go to the next, let's see. Okay, alright, so they have the Gaming X, which was called. The armor is like a bit lower end. Aero, the crappy blow style cooler. And, well, the Seahawk should be pretty sweet. The Seahawk should be pretty sweet, but also more expensive, with the Corsair all-in-one cooler. Yeah, should be, that should be pretty sweet if you want to, you know, clock it higher. But if I'm changing my graphics card, no, right now I'm not changing anything. I'm if I would change my graphics card, it probably won't be a GTX 1080 Ti, because they're really freaking expensive. They start at what, $699. Yeah, $699, and I cannot afford that. But if you want to help me afford a better graphics card, then please subscribe to the channel, comment, leave likes, leave comments. I do live streams every day. I do videos on a daily basis. And as of today, officially, I'm also covering technology, like IT&c in general, which is information technology and communications. I should also talk about phones, but right now let's talk about hardware stuff for now. Also a little bit of software, but mostly hardware. And you know, I'm expanding on that. But no, I'm not getting any card just yet. If I would get any card, oh come on, really? Are you shitting me? Okay, if I would get any card, I would definitely consider, well, one of two cards from EVGA. So EVGA is an NVIDIA board partner. They do a lot of stuff. Actually, it's EVGA is the NVIDIA board partner with the highest number of power supplies ever. Like no other NVIDIA board partner has as many power supply models as EVGA, probably. It has to be a VR panel. What do you mean VR panel? Okay, so another manufacturer with custom versions of the GTX 1080. EVGA announced 3 cards, well listed 3 models. So this is the Founders Edition. Then you have the SC model. Then you have this is SC2. Okay, and then I don't know what to say. Seriously, this is like EVGA 1080 Ti. Wait, let me just zoom in a little bit. Okay, so it's like this: GeForce GTX 1080 Ti SC Black Edition Gaming. Okay, okay, Black Edition Gaming. Well, this card is for gaming, so let's cut the fucking gaming out of the name. And Black Edition, is there a white edition? Is there a blue edition? Is there green edition? Is there? I mean, I don't see any other editions. If there would be other editions, then okay, I would say like that, Black Edition. It looks cool because it's all black, but yeah, that would be pretty expensive. BH, that would be a pretty expensive setup for VR, like to get something like that. I mean, if you have to have a suit with sensors, that's going to cost a lot of freaking money. Doesn't sound like, I mean, doesn't sound like something that's very affordable. But okay, so let's go back to the cards. 3 models: the SC, the SC2, which has ICX technology, and then the sweetest looking, I think, of the 3 models, the FTW3, which also has ICX. Now there's no pricing on them. You see, pricing to be determined, but you can expect 5,000 euros. Well, whoa, Jesus, yeah, that's something I can't afford. So the base model, the Founders Edition, you can see it's $699, so $700. These are to be determined. I'm going to guess right now. Let's see, SC, I'm going to guess $729. No, $790.99, so 720. 750 and 800 maybe, or maybe 800, around $800, I think, the FTW3. Now, the difference, one of the big difference between the SC and the SC2 model, you can see they look pretty much the same. If you actually take a look at the cards, can I just look at the card? All right. So if you look at the cards, they're pretty much the same. Although the SC2 has a silver shroud. I would like it all black. Okay, but the main difference is that one has ICX technology, which means the card has 9 thermal sensors all over, and you can monitor pretty much the most important parts of the card, and you get up-to-date info as to let's see, the temperature of VRM, of the chip, of the memory. So I think that's a really cool thing. And of course you need the software for it, but for people who overclock, or for people who are just looking to see maybe how can they improve the cooling, and maybe they could I don't know, put make some changes in their case, put like a different fan, or I don't know, things like that. Then I think the ICX technology, I think it's really good and really cool to know you know, a lot of details as to the temperature of your cards. I think that's really sweet. It does come with a premium. It's probably going to be $20 or $30 difference between these two models, but I think I would like to have it. I would like to have it, and although I would probably not use it a lot. That's just me. I think it's really cool to be able to monitor so many things about your card, and at any point in time say, oh, okay, I want to do this, then I'm going to change this profiles. I'm going to change this in the case. I'm going to do this, you know, because all of these cards, right, is the GPU boost, the boost clock, will stay, you know, will go higher, right, depending on the temperature for the most part. So temperature is really important for, you know, a 1080 Ti and other cards, not only the 10 series too, the whole of 10 series. So it's really important to see, okay, what's going on? Why do I get, you know, higher temperatures here? Why do I get this? So the ICX technology would really help on that. And it has LEDs, because that's obviously you have to have LEDs. And as you can see, by default, the cards come pre-overclocked. From 1480 to 1556, that's the base clock, and the boost clock from 1582 to 1670, and the memory, ooh, okay, that's pretty sweet. The memory is oh no, wait, the memory is not, oh no, the memory is not overclocked. The memory is not overclocked, unfortunately, not on these or the FTW3. Okay, this is thanks, BH. Bye. Talk soon. So, okay, I hope this is going to get an overclock. I mean, come on. This is probably going to be a super, like the most expensive air-cooled GTX 1080 Ti from EVGA, and it won't have an overclocked memory. That's kind of disappointing. That would be disappointing. I would like it to have come on, at least 200 megahertz for the memory. Nothing? Yeah, see? Wait. Okay. Alright, maybe... Well, of course you'll be able to overclock it, but... Again, I mean, personally, I don't really overclock. I haven't overclocked in a long time. I would just like the highest clocks guaranteed, you know? So I would like a higher memory card, because memory clock is important. You could say, oh, 100 megahertz doesn't mean much. Well, it shouldn't be only 100, maybe 200, 300. But yeah, those are the three cards, the three custom GTX 1080 Ti's that EVGA is coming up with: the SC, the SC2, and the FTW3. Two models have a dual fan design, and the FTW3 is the first triple fan design from EVGA, but they're all coming not soon. I don't know how soon. Hopefully in April. Hopefully we'll see all of them in April. And oh, that's pretty cool. So that's pretty cool. So you get Rad Rogers with it, and you also get either Ghost Recon, Wildlands, or For Honor if you buy one of these. That's pretty cool. Well, when they'll be available, obviously. Okay, now let's close these, and let's go to the new card report from Video Cards, and this was posted just before I started the live stream. And what's cool about this is that, well, it has one custom GeForce GTX 1080 Ti model, which is the Gigabyte Aorus Extreme Edition. Or it's the Aorus, cause Aorus, okay, this is something that I have no idea why they do this. I like Gigabyte. Pretty much most of the motherboards that I had were Gigabyte. The first motherboard that I had was Gigabyte. I had a couple of video cards that are Gigabyte. Right now I have a Gigabyte card in my system. So I like some of the products they make, right? What I don't understand is why they had to make a new high-end brand, the Aorus. I really have no idea why, but anyway, they did it, and they were going to release two GTX 1080 Ti's custom GeForce GTX 1080 Ti's. Under that, it's going to be the Aorus and the Aorus Extreme Edition, and they pretty much look kind of the same as the GTX 1080 Aorus, I guess. Well, the triple fan design, which has three, I think, 100 millimeter fans, and they're kind of stacked, so two fans are at one level and another one is just under them. Apparently that helps, but also makes the cooler so beefy that it takes freaking 3 slots. But it's, you know, it's still something else. And so these two cards, they'll both be overclocked, like pre-overclocked from the factory. The Aorus edition, the normal one, right? The base one will have GPU base clock of 5094, that's 7.7% overclock, GPU boost 1708, and the Aorus Extreme Edition, which will be probably the highest end GTX 1080 Ti that Gigabyte will offer under any brand they make. By the way, if Gigabyte wants to sponsor me, I would like that. I would like that. Let's talk. Gigabyte, if anyone at Gigabyte wants to talk to me about it, just sure. Let's talk about that. It's not biased. I like some of their stuff. I don't like some of their stuff. I don't like the shroud of this card because it looks very, I don't know who designed it, but it's like, no. I really like the shroud of my GTX 970 gaming G1. That's a cool shot. That's like all fucking metal. That looks cool. This one doesn't look as cool. This looks like someone who doesn't have all the synapses in their brain like properly arranged, designed it. That's, you know. Anyway, but the Aorus Extreme Edition will be overclocked quite a bit. The GPU base clock will be 1632. That's 10%. That's pretty cool. The boost clock 1746. And of course you can take these higher by overclocking yourself. And the memory clock 1431. That's 4%. So wait, let's calculate this. 1 second. Let's calculate this. That's 1431 times 8. That's 11,448 compared to 11,016. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Like that's a 400. That's 400 megahertz overclock for the memory. That's pretty cool. That's awesome. But yeah, okay. So these are another one. Oh, okay. I really didn't see this one. So this is the Gigabyte GTX Gaming OC. Oh shit. Okay. You know, Gigabyte really has to kind of get a freaking grip as to their naming schemes, because they had gaming, G1 gaming, and then they kind of changed it, I think, to gaming G1, and then they have the Extreme Edition, and then they add the Aorus brand, and now it's gaming OC. It's only gaming, as if they're not fucking for gaming, all of them. Seriously, it's like anyway, but it looks, okay, so it has a triple fan design, and it has a freaking white faceplate. What? Why? But why? Why would you have that? Why would you have a white? Alright, at least we can see it has a DVI port, and it's overclocked, not by a lot, 1544, 1657 base boost. So okay, I don't like it. I don't like the looks of it. I mean, it looks, why is it white? Ah, Jesus. Okay, I really don't understand. And the thing with Gigabyte, they had some pretty sweet, they've always had some pretty crazy but also pretty eye-catching color schemes. I remember like the blue motherboards. They had a blue PCB, and then they had, well, I think I still have the N-Force 400 Pro 2, something like that. N400 Pro 2 gigabyte motherboard, and that had blue PCB, green SATA, no, green, I think they were green ATA, ultra ATA cables, ports, and then like red SATA ports. It was freaking crazy, but at least it was of that time, you know. But right now in 2017, this one, nope. If it's really white like this, nope. It should be all like dark and nice and neutral. If you want to make something with a white shroud, freaking make the PCB white, everything freaking white. So you have for people who want to make an all white case with, I don't know, white coolant and a white motherboard, probably from Gigabyte 2, like a Designaire model, then yeah, for that sure, but make it all white. And the last piece of news, the last thing we're going to discuss is not hardware. It's not hardware this time, it's software, because Blizzard announced StarCraft Remastered. So yeah, infinite fronts, infinite enemies, rediscover a classic. StarCraft Remastered upgrades the essential sci-fi strategy experience from beginning to end. Welcome back to the original game and its award-winning expansion, StarCraft Brood War. So basically, I'm not sure when, probably later this year or maybe next year, Blizzard is going to sell you StarCraft Remastered for at least $29.99 probably. I'm not sure for how much. StarCraft with Brood War, and so it's going to have, let's see, you know what, this is the difference, right, between the two, and as you can see, it looks better. I like how it looks. It does look better. And what it brings, let's see what it brings. We've remastered our units, buildings and environments, improved game audio, and broadened our support resolutions. That's pretty cool. Illustrated interludes bring the struggles and victories of heroes, blah blah blah. Mostly important strategy game like StarCraft perfected years ago remains unchanged. So basically they say remastered graphics, revised dialogue and audio, Blizzard friends and matchmaking. That's and classic StarCraft gameplay. I don't think they say anything. Let's check out the other images. So this is a Terran base, and to be fair though, I'm looking at it and sure there's a difference, but I'm also thinking it's also a significant difference in resolution. So if you take something that's low resolution and you know, zoom in, okay, so it's shiny, it looks nice. It looks nice. I can't really say that it's like a huge change, but you can see some things. Okay, let's see the Protoss. Okay, the pylons look shinier, so that's good. Yeah, it looks pretty good, I think. Oh, there's a slightly different design on Archon, I think. And yeah, it looks, well, the resolution alone would bring, you know, quite a few things. Oh, nice. Okay. Replay progress. Wow. Okay. So the terrain, okay, the terrain, yeah, the terrain doesn't look that, it looks a bit better. Like, it looks like the textures are a bit better. And then, let's see. Okay, that's the explosions. Let's see the explosions. The explosions look... Okay, the fire is nicer. And yeah, I think the explosions are nicer a bit. So that's it. Breakthrough tech. It says breakthrough tech. Zoom out to the battlecruiser's view of the battlefield, or zoom in to see the veins of the Mutalisk's wing. That's pretty cool. Then you have stylized briefings, race team comic book interludes tell the original story with a fresh coat of paint, and the original soundtrack and dialogue re-recorded and rejuvenated. So the same gameplay, better graphics, better audio, and you know, new kind of story, like intros, and that's pretty cool, I think. So that's the StarCraft. Okay, do you have a fond memory? Okay, so that was it. That's the idea. StarCraft Remastered coming to a a Blizzard, it's not battle.net anymore, right? Whatever. To a battle.net near you. Come on, let's just say it. To battle.net near you from Blizzard. Do they say anything else? Hearthstone, StarCraft? No. But that's really cool. I think that's cool. I'm really interested to see the price, because if they're going to price it at, I don't know, like 40 or 60, if they're going to want 50 or 60 dollars for it, I think that's going to be pretty shit. Because StarCraft original, with the original came out what, in 1998, and Brood War in 99. So hopefully even with the remaster, it's not going to be like a AAA title pricing. If it's $30, I would say okay, maybe. If it's 20, I'd be like, okay, that's for fans, yeah, sure. But hopefully it won't be more than that. That's what I think. Although, who knows what Blizzard is thinking. It has to be, I don't know, how many people would want really a StarCraft remastered? I'm sure there are a lot of people who still play, but would it be financially feasible? I guess, right? I mean, you'd have to guess that, Activision Blizzard, the actual company, right? And Blizzard as a developer, Activision Blizzard as, the parent company, they looked at this, and I think they're expecting enough demand and enough excitement around this that they will they would do a project like this, unless they had like an intern doing all of this for the last, let's see, 12 years now, and they didn't actually interns. They had like 6 months. They had they added a new intern, and every time they were put to work on StarCraft Remastered, and maybe they didn't pay them at all. I don't know. And then it's going to be like a gold mine, like development costs next to zero, profits, a few million. That would be, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. But that's StarCraft Remastered coming. Well, we're talking about Blizzard here, so nobody knows, not even them. Remember Titan. No, but that's it, everyone. That was the last piece of news I wanted to talk about. If you have any questions, if you want to talk about something, please let me know. If not, please let me know in chat, obviously. If not, we're going to wrap up this first edition of Hybrid Tech, and I'm thinking of doing this on a weekly basis. So every week, around an hour and a half, we talk about what happened in terms of usually hardware. Probably there's going to be a lot of talk about Ryzen, the processors, the platform, the new higher grade, 12, 16 core stuff. Definitely AMD Vega, the next graphics, GPU architecture from AMD, and hopefully hopefully also we'll talk about maybe a freaking refresh. Pascal refresh from Nvidia, because that would be nice. Because definitely AMD is going to make a refresh. They're going to come out with the Radeon RX 580, which sure is not going to be a big thing. It's going to be mostly a rebrand still. And there's going to be the Vega cards, which are going to be new. They're going to target the high end, at least initially. I'm pretty sure that. And when I say high end, it's probably going to be 300 and up. Or maybe it's going to start at 299 and up. So it's still high end, right? It's probably going to go from I'm guessing they will definitely have a card that goes against the 1070, and that's 379, 350, I guess, 380. So it's gonna be something like that, or maybe even cheaper, to force Nvidia's hands to lower the price of the 1070, and then probably something against the 1080, and also it would be good to have something against the 1080 Ti for competitions, maybe for competition's sake, and also for customers who actually want to buy a high-end card. They don't want to spend $800 on the best that you can find. I mean, sure, you could say, but it's the best card ever. Yeah, sure, but freaking let's see. 15 years ago, the highest end card was 250, and even if you adjust by inflation, I don't think it's gonna go for $700. So that's something that we've seen. The continuous increase of prices, especially on the high end, especially for the high end cards. And I personally, I've never bought a super high end card like 500 or more, or even 400 or more. So I'm more excited about what's under the 400 mark. And Vega will most likely have something there, 300 to 400, hopefully closer to 300, and you know, something above that too. But those are some of the things that are coming. Of course, maybe we'll get some new monitors soon. Motherboards, expect more motherboards, especially AM4 motherboards. This is the big thing. And yeah, other than that, I don't know. It's gonna be. Hopefully, we'll have a lot to talk about, like cases. That's another thing that I'm looking into. We need some freaking new cases, and when I say new cases, I mean cases with USB 3.1 ports and USB Type-C ports on their IO shield, and well, tempered glass. Yeah, that's fine, but to me it's just more IOs, you know, easier connectivity, easier, you know, front panel connectivity. That's important, and you know, the usual stuff, better cooling, better support for, you know, water cooling and things like that, because, you know, as more and more companies get into that, the prices are, you know, get better, and it's a lot easier now to have water cooling setup, even if it's, you know, of course, an all-in-one, right, for the processor or for the graphics card. So that's something that I'm interested in. So thanks everyone for watching. This again was the first, technically the second try, but the first edition of Hybrid Tech. Thanks so much for watching. If you're interested in seeing more, then subscribe to the channel. I do mostly gameplay videos. I do live streams, but I do want to make this type of live stream, like a tech-oriented live stream, a regular part of my channel. Probably every Sunday, because I have a bit more time on Sunday, and at this hour, because I'm probably not going to schedule anything at this hour, even if there would be maybe interviews and stuff. I would like this hour to be just us and the hardware that we cannot afford, well, the hardware that we want and hopefully we'll get. So thanks again everyone for watching. Again, this is Cryptic Hybrid channel. I'm Christian, and well, thanks for watching. If you like this live stream, this podcast, this tech discussion, then please give the live stream a like. Just click on the like button, and subscribe if you're new, because this is only the beginning. Thanks so much everyone for watching, and I'll see you again very, very soon. And until the next time we see each other, thank you and have an awesome day.